What's going on, traders? Welcome back to your morning watch list. Today we're going to be running you guys through some of the major indexes. We're going to talk about gold, we'll talk about silver, and really give you the full scope on what's moving in the market today. Now this can really help you because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now with the election, with the coronavirus, no stimulus money, endless debt. So we're going to give you guys a pretty good understanding of what's been happening recently. And just for your attention, I had just bought $40,000 worth of silver yesterday. So again, investing a lot more into silver right now because I strongly feel that right now is a very good time to be considering precious metals as a long-term play. With the election, with the potential looming bear market, have you whatever you want to call it, it seems like the right opportunity. So we're going to be covering all of that in this video. So the first thing we'll do is we will start here with silver. Why not? So if you look at silver on this 180-day chart, you can see we kind of went through a really good bull run, big rip, and then we went through a correction phase. I just invested $40,000 here in this dip, okay? And I've been buying gold and silver all the way back for a couple years and even into this dip here in the pandemic. I loaded up on the dip here in the pandemic. I bought some more here in this dip up in the top. I bought some more in the dip here. So really just riding this silver and gold bull move for the past couple years. So with the world going into this digital currency age, it's become more evident that the United States dollar will eventually go, and that there is a threat to the United States dollar being the world reserve currency, and there is a lot of talk of China having the world reserve currency. Now I know it seems far-fetched, but it's really not. It's very possible for another country to have a world reserve currency and the dollar get knocked off as that holder. So with that being said, it just seems more evident that it makes sense to invest in stuff like gold, silver, and even some cryptocurrencies. So just as an FYI, I did buy $40,000 worth of silver yesterday in this dip. Hopefully we can keep going up from this point forward. If we don't, that's okay. I will continue to add in this for the long term. So part of the reason why gold and silver move up is fear in the market and when the dollar does poorly. So here's the United States dollar. Well, we'll look at a 20-year chart. Here's the United States dollar over the past 20 years. We've been fighting a lot of resistance here, and we just recently started a downward move. Now, if this downward move continues, our target on the dollar will all be all the way down towards 87. And again, with the talks of the dollar being knocked off as a world reserve currency, with how much money we have been printing, to me, it seems like a no-brainer that the dollar is going to continue to decrease. So with that being said, that is mostly why I am long silver and gold for the time being. So if we go and look at some of the earlier time frames, I mean, you can see we've been trying to base out on the dollar here. We've had a nice little breakout, then we rolled down, we try to push up, and now we're rolling down more. So again, all I gotta say is I'm a long-term advocate of the gold and silver move. Currently, I think it's just one of the right times and positions to be in. So again, for what it's worth, I'm really digging the gold and silver. Now what we should do is go take a look at the SPY. So the market has successfully bounced in the location that we had mentioned to you guys. We said it could go as low as 320. We got to 322.50 and we started to bounce. Right now, our target on the upside in this bounce move is 336.40. So again, looking for the markets to move up towards the 336.40 price, and then at that point, probably see a little bit more of a pullback move. So our outlook for today was maybe, again, up to the 336, maybe a little bit over. So still a little bit bullish on the market throughout this bounce. Next thing we'll talk about is W, which is Wayfair. Wayfair reported earnings. So if you guys like to follow earnings reports and track stocks, it can have a little bit of volatility throughout the day due to earnings. Wayfair reported earnings. So far, they've been moving pretty good. I think this is a candidate you can watch throughout the day to see good volatile moves that have pretty decent range. Next one on the list is PayPal. PayPal also reported earnings. It went down negatively, which to me was a little surprising. But this alone had about a $16 drop, $17 move. So whenever we have stocks like this that report these really big moves, again, there can always be some really good volatility with them. So what we want to do here is take a look at the long-term chart. When we take a look at the long-term chart, you can see that the market essentially dropped out to our next trend level. So the only way we could really suggest PayPal as a long move going or after this earnings is if we get back up and over the price of 180.63 for right now. And tomorrow that price will be different, but we're not going to be long biased PayPal unless we can get back over 180.63 today. WKHS is another interesting one. You can see we had this really big move, it went up, and then we came all the way down, and we're just getting to this yellow line, all right? Since we've gotten to this yellow line, we're starting to consider Workhorse as a potential long play. It's very similar to PayPal with this line being right there. We're not bullish on Workhorse until we're getting over the price of $16.99, okay? So when we go and zoom in, what's it look like? That price point's right there. We could arguably be looking at a long breakout move with Workhorse, and look at all the buys that are starting to come in on this stock. So one of the main ones we're going to be watching today and going forward for the next couple days is going to be Workhorse. The penny stock that was moving this morning was BBGI. So BBGI went through a nice early pre-market run, going from a total of 133. Most people weren't able to trade this. These first two candles, most people didn't even trade them. Most of the volume came in afterwards, so most of what people were able to catch was this bounce moving up. Now we're looking pretty bearish, right? We're kind of just trailing to the side, and we have yet to really break down. But so far, BBGI has been holding short squeeze, right? We've had a short squeeze here. We kind of had one there. But I believe this is the point where you kind of consider this is going to continue to fade down now and maybe even go towards $1.96. So for right now, we are not bullish on BBGI. We're actually going to be bearish to start the day. Unless something changes and formation changes, we're probably going to be a little bit more bearish on BBGI, unfortunately. There was really no penny stocks this morning that piqued our interest super significantly. So for right now, really the main watch is going to be Workhorse, Wayfair, and PayPal. 2 earnings reports and one stock that's just gotten oversold. So for the time being, that's all we have for you. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned something new. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and share the videos. It helps it spread further across YouTube. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.